So maybe your book is about this.
Maybe.
This how to move on to the next phase.
Yeah.
If you can just put these words in a paper, if you can somehow describe the process, what you have been doing and what you are currently doing, that would be the excellent book for you to write.
But if 95% of the karate people are here, I don't think the world is ready for this.
Yeah.
Please let me know in the comments.
Yeah. But hey, somebody need to go first. Then there's a second.
Yeah.
Then there is 10. And maybe someday there are more. Or then this branch just dies. Or this branch dies.
I don't know how it is in other. Well, I don't want to talk about karate as a sport, but other arts. Is the history like painolasti? A weight that you need to drag with you all the time. I mean, modern sports, you do whatever it takes to win competition. But since we're not into competing, it's karate for self-defense and physical and mental well-being. It's
and I think there are judo styles that are many hundred years old, and for them it's fine to kind of continue that tradition, but we have a broken tradition. We lost the Okinawan for certain reasons. We lost the Okinawan karate almost totally, and that's why Patrick McCarthy has been doing so much research. But it's excellent work that he has studied this. It's excellent work that there is this modern way, but I don't think that the broken history can be any good. I think it's only weight.
Yeah, I guess it can be good, but it won't be optimal, not the best way of doing things.
Yeah, for me personally, this is the most uninteresting thing in this circle. Of course, for somebody this might be the thing, but for me, from both kind of using your body point of view and from the self-defense point of view, it's not interesting to me. Of course, there are pieces that are very interesting and principles that are very good. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that for me, there is only a little bit things that are interesting.
Yeah, I guess what the Japanese karate much is about building spirit, and I mean there's something nice about that too.
Yeah.
And I guess like Ashihara karate, which we both practice a bit at least.
And in some sense,
Yeah. At least we get ideas from there. It's a Japanese style of karate, but it's so different from, for example, Shotokan.
Well, it's the original. It's based on Kyokushin, and Kyokushin was the Korean guy was actually building the Kyokushin, and Kyokushin guy was strongly influenced by Thai boxing, like low kicks. They came from Thai boxing. So can you say that it's Japanese karate if it's based on Korean person first and mixed with Thai techniques? So
getting back to Okinawa and my trip to Okinawa, like I said, it was a very enjoyable trip. I definitely want to go back one day. Training with it at Gashuku, what I found most valuable was to get to practice with other seniors, other people who have been training for as long as myself and even longer, and see how they do the same things with some different small flavors, and that was really nice. And of course meeting all the people, all the good friends. Actually at the end of the Gashuku, I had a talk with a good friend from the UK, Dil Young, who's been doing Tai Chi for 15 years. He said himself he's just a beginner. Didn't feel like he was a beginner to me, but some pointers he threw at me with regards to position and how to align your body and stuff, and that made me kind of want to think or look maybe a little bit in this direction. Doesn't mean I'm not leaving karate, I'm not leaving Korean, no way, but this is something we can still find some good stuff from. Maybe nothing that will revolutionize the way we do, but some small things.
Yeah.
So
also in China, there's a big problem related to this. Also there the history telephone is broken basically in there, and it's because of what happened there on the on 60s when this communist revolution, it was called cultural revolution, and they also at that point tried to destroy and managed to destroy many of the kung fu styles, and so some pieces were left there, but what mostly we nowadays know kung fu is kind of modern kung fu, which is influenced a lot by Communist Party. So they actually put the gymnastics part there on kung fu, and it changed a lot. So it was forbidden during the Cultural Revolution times, and many kung fu masters was killed, and if somebody was practicing it needed to be practiced secretly, because it was, for them it was kind of old China, and everything was old China was bad, and that's why it was destroyed. And of course there have been similar movements that figure out what there has been, but some things are permanently lost.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones. I don't know the history so well, but I just know that this was a bad period for kung fu, this Cultural Revolution time.
Yeah, you used to live in China, so I guess you get.
No, you don't get that kind of information in China, so
Okay.
information is there restricted.
I've been to China only once, and that was just for holiday. So
Yeah, that's the closest I was able to get to Okinawa. So I was living. When you move from Okinawa to the continent, I was living there, so maybe 200 kilometers away from Okinawa or something like that.
yeah.
So that's the closest so far. Maybe someday I'll be there also.
Yeah, there will be a new Gashuku with Hunchback McCarthy. I think again in October.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure financially I won't be able to make it, but one day, yeah. And I can highly recommend it. I mean, Okinawa is a nice place, nice climate, very friendly people, and
Yeah.
cheap food, cheap drinks. So
Maybe when I retire. So sounds good for.
if you don't
Yeah.
know these days how
Yeah.
long you're gonna be